This is Chris with AEW. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube, subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris, and subscribe to this channel, Chris with AEW, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'm here to do my AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen July 27th, 2022 reviews. So here we go, discussing about Dynamite tonight. Now, before I talk about the first match of the night, we gotta talk about the announcement, because I will clearly forget about it. It was talked about after the match and all that stuff, that the AEW World Trios Championships will be, be around. So yeah, they got the new titles, the Trios Championship, and yeah, there'll be a tournament, and it will be the trio tag team will win the titles at All Out. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. They got a tournament that will be heading up to All Out for the titles. So yeah, that was an announcement right there. But then we get to the first match of the night. It was the interim AEW World Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley versus Rush one-on-one for the interim AEW World Title. And so yeah, it was for the match for the title and stuff, and it was a pretty good match between these two guys. At the ending, we seen Jon Moxley busted open and stuff. Rush was headbutting him multiple times, but then Moxley got annoyed of it, and then he hits the paradigm shift onto Rush, pins him 1-2. He kicks out at 2, and then Jon Moxley locks on that bulldog headlock sleeper hold move onto Rush, and then makes him tap out. So yeah, Jon Moxley defeated Rush tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened, and he has retained the interim AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So yeah, that's what happened. It was a pretty good match and all that. I'll give that match 2.5 stars. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then after the match ended, we see Chris Jericho and the rest of the Jericho Appreciation Society walk out with Amanda Jay and all them. And Jericho was talking about he wants to come out there to congrats Jon Moxley for the win, and that Anna Jay got to say something. Anna Jay took opportunity to pretty much further her career and stuff. That's what Chris Jericho was saying. Anna Jay cuts a promo and all that, talking about how she's the prettiest and all that stuff. And yeah, that she joined the Jericho Appreciation Society, saying she's Anna Jas. So yeah, that's what she said. And then Chris Jericho pretty much started announcing that Sammy Gavar will be taking on Dante Martin tonight. Ty Conti would be at ringside for Sammy Gavar, and not only that, later on tonight in the main event, it will be Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson. That's what he said. And he was talking about how he was so beaten up from Eddie Kingston that Eddie Kingston broke his nose and everything. But he says that he wants a rematch against Jon Moxley for the world title, because he hasn't got his rematch clause in over 2.5 years. That's what he said. So he said in 2 weeks he wants to be taking on Jon Moxley. And Moxley said that's perfectly fine, but he wants to face the best. And he wants to face Lionheart Chris Jericho. He don't want to face the Painmaker or anybody. He wants to face the Lionheart Chris Jericho. He wants to take it serious. He said he wants to face the last person that left the Heart Dungeon. So yeah, that's what Jon Moxley said, and Chris Jericho said for sure he's down with it. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening. So yeah, like I said, pretty good stuff though. But then after that, we see Dante Martin get an interview backstage, and he said that he'll beat Sammy Guevara tonight, and since Sammy Guevara will have Ty Conti at ringside, he'll bring his girlfriend Sky Blue at ringside. So yeah, Sky Blue would be at ringside for Dante Martin, his match. But next we're going to be seeing the FTW champion Ricky Starks versus Danhausen one-on-one for the FTW championship up next. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen, now it was a one-on-one match. It was the FTW champion Absolute Ricky Starks versus Danhausen one-on-one for the FTW championship. So yeah, it was a pretty good match between these two guys. It was short. It was okay. At one point we actually see Danhausen trying to fight back against Ricky Starks. At one point Ricky Starks was trying to hit a spear on the Danhausen, but Danhausen moved out of the way. And then Ricky Starks hits the turnbuckles and they got rolled up, and Ricky Starks barely kicked out at 2. And Danhausen hit a beautiful Northern Light suplex onto Ricky Starks, pins him 1-2. Starks kicked out at 2, but then at the ending, Starks hit the spear onto Danhausen and pinned him for the 3 count. So yeah, Ricky Starks has defeated Danhausen and has retained the FTW Championship. That's what happened. It was an okay match for that match. I'll give it a half of a star. That's what I'll give it. But then after that match, Ricky Starks said that he wanted, pretty much he wants another challenge, and he wants to defend the FTW Championship, and Hook was the one that announced that answer to that challenge, and yeah, it was going to be Hook versus Ricky Starks for the FTW Championship up next. So yeah, that match will be happening up next, and I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, Fight for the Fallen, is what I said a while ago with pretty much Hook and answering to Ricky Stark's challenge for the FTW Championship. We get that match underway right then and there. It was a one-on-one match between them two for the FTW title, and it was a pretty good match. Of course, Hook was going after the injured neck of Ricky Starks, tossing him around with suplexes and stuff, but then Ricky Starks started coming back a little bit, hitting a nice spear onto, but then, like I said, Ricky Starks was coming back, hitting a nice spear onto Hook, and then it looks like he was going to finish the match. He was going to hit Rochambeau onto Hook, but Hook reverses it by locking on that rear naked chokehold onto Ricky Starks, and it makes him tap out. So yeah, Hook has defeated Ricky Starks tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened, and Hook is the new FTW champion. That's what happened. Pretty good match though, and it was great to see Hook win his first title tonight as well. So yeah, that was great stuff for that match. I'll give it 1.5 stars as well. Give it. It wasn't a long match or anything, but it was great to see Hook win his first ever championship at AEW. So yeah, it was great to see that. But then after the match ended, Ricky Starks, Dynamite went on a commercial break, comes back on. Will Hobbs is with Ricky Starks, and Ricky Starks was talking about how, it's okay if you lose every now and then and all that stuff. And pretty much it looked like he was cutting a babyface promo. And yeah, he was talking about it was alright to lose and all that stuff, but he'll come back and all that stuff. But then he was talking about how him and Will Hobbs and all that stuff, and Will Hobbs then hits a clothesline onto Ricky Starks, laying him out, and then picks him up, hits a spine buster on Ricky Starks, turning his back on him. So yeah, it looks like Ricky Starks will be the babyface now, and Will Hobbs will be the heel. That's what it looks like. So yeah, but yep, we're going to see what's going to happen with Ricky Starks turning babyface. It looks like. So yeah, it was pretty good stuff right there. But then after that, we seen Max Caster and Anthony Bowens, the Acclaim, talking backstage, talking about how they have a rap video for the Ass Boys, and how pretty much they'll find out about the match stipulation that they got planned for them. So yeah, that's what they said there. But up next, we're going to be seeing Sammy Gavar versus Dante Martin one-on-one up next on Dynamite. So yeah, see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was another one-on-one match. It was Sammy Guevara with Ty Conti at ringside versus Dante Martin with Sky Blue at ringside. So yeah, it was a pretty good match between Dante and Sammy Guevara. Great match. If you have yet, go check out this match. At one point in this match, we see Sammy Guevara try and walk away with Ty Conti, but Dante Martin stopped him and then jumped off the ramp. And then jumped off the ramp with a front flip onto Sammy Guevara, which looked pretty nice. But yeah, this match was pretty good. It was high flying and all that stuff between these two guys. At one point, we actually see Dante trying to do that moonsault where he springboarded off of one rope onto the other rope to do the moonsault. But Guevara got up there with them, and Guevara was saving him and stuff so he wouldn't fall. But then Dante jumps off with the backflip, but lands on his feet, and Guevara landed on his back pretty much off the top rope. And then it was a nice Spanish fly from from Dante onto Sammy and pinned him, and then Sammy barely kicked out at 2. But then we get to the very ending where Dante was getting pretty much distracted by Ty Conti, because Ty Conti was talking crap to him, and Dante gets out of the ring onto the apron, jumps off, springboard from one rope to the other rope, trying to hit that moonsault onto Sammy, but Sammy moved out the way, and Dante lands on his feet again. But then Guevara quickly jumps off, springboarding and all that stuff, into the cutter onto Dante, but then Dante's leg kind of like buckled underneath him, kind of like it was botched. But yeah, that's what happened there. It was like he kind of like like when he was going down, like going down on his face for the cutter, his leg like went with him as well, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it was a pretty bad, but it looks like he was like okay, like it didn't break his leg or nothing, thank God. But then Sammy picks him back up, hits the GTH onto Dante, and then pins him for the 3 count while staring at Sky Blue and got the win. So yeah, Sammy Gavar defeated Dante Martin tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. For that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. But yeah, that was a vicious botch right there with the cutter and stuff. But Dante was okay. But then after the match ended, we see Ty Conti beating down Sky Blue because Sky Blue was checking on Dante Martin, and then Anna Jay comes down, beating her down as well. But then we see Ruby Soho, Eddie Kingston, and Ortiz coming down, saving Dante Martin and Sky Blue, chasing off Ty Conti, Anna Jay, and Sammy Guevara. So yeah, that's what happened there. But yeah, like I said, it was a pretty good match other than that freaking botch right there, but it wasn't their fault. It was just an accident. But yeah, for that match, like I said, I'll give it 3 stars. But yep, that's what happened there. And then we see Daniel Garcia having an interview backstage, cutting a promo on Bryan Danielson, and says that, where have you been at for so long? I've been studying more and more in the ring, and you just been home guarding, doing gardens and stuff with your wife and your kids. So yeah, he said we'll see him later on tonight in the main event. So yeah, that match will be happening later on tonight, and yeah, it was okay. So yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So the next thing that happened on Dynamite, so we see Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh talking backstage, talking about best friends and all that. And best friends popped up and they said, how about this? We face y'all in a 3-man tag team match this Friday on Rampage, and they all agree. So yeah, Sanjay Dutt would be in action in a 6-man tag team match this Friday on Rampage. But then we get to Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. They come out to the ring and they start talking, get interviewed by Tony Schiavone, and yeah, Jungle Boy called Christian Cage a pussy and all that stuff, and talking about how he will beat the hell out of him, and how the reason why Luchasaurus was protecting him was because he was protecting him for Jungle Boy, so Jungle Boy could be the first person to get his hands on him. So yeah, that's what Jungle Boy said. And he was talking about how he was thinking about why did Christian Cage had beat him down, attacked him and stuff, and Christian was talking about how he was missing out on the bonus and all that stuff from the Battle Royale. And then Jungle Boy put 2 and 2 together, and he goes like, oh wait, I understand why you need all that money. It was because your bitch ass was getting divorced by your wife. So yeah, that's what Jungle Boy was saying. So yeah, it was shots fired from there. But it was an amazing promo from Jungle Boy. Probably Jungle Boy's best promo yet. And he was kept on talking about his dead dad and all that stuff. Talking about how he had, shovel up the dirt and all that to pretty much bury his father and all that stuff. And then Christian Cage interrupts him and starts, talking crap to Jungle Boy. Talking about how he knows all Jungle Boy's secrets and all that. And how, pretty much Jungle Boy don't want none. So yeah, that's what he was saying. But yeah, it was pretty crazy with them going back and forth. But I would say this is Jungle Boy's best promo yet that he had. But yeah, pretty good stuff. But yeah, that's what happened there. But up next we're going to be seeing Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling in a 2-on-1 handicap match, and they'll be taking on Swerve Strickland up next on Dynamite. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite Fight for the Fallen, it was a 2-on-1 handicap match. But before I talk about that match, we got to talk about the Young Bucks. Now they was talking. Brandon Cutler pretty much recorded them, and the Young Bucks said, quit recording us. And then Brandon Cutler was talking about the trios, championships, and the Young Bucks looks at him and goes like, well, what's up about it? And then Brandon Cutler was like, I could be y'all's tag team partner. And then he was like, nah, cut the shit now. And then all of a sudden they ran into Adam Page, and then Adam Page, and then the Young Bucks was like, well, we've been wanting to say something to you. Then the Dark Order interrupts them, saying happy birthday to Adam Page, and then it was like, well, we'll tell you later. And then they walking away, and then they kept on telling Brandon Cutler to cut the shit. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then we get to the 2-on-1 handicap match. It was one half for the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Swerve Strickland versus Tony Nese and Smart Mark Sterling in a 2-on-1 handicap match. And, of course, it was just Tony Nese and Swerve Strickland doing majority of the work. And then Smart Mark actually accidentally tagged himself in. And then he got beat up, getting hit with a kick upside the head from Swerve Strickland and got pinned for the 3 count. So, yeah. Swerve Strickland defeated Smart Mark Sterling and Tony Nese tonight in the handicap match. That's what happened. I'll give that match 1 star. That's what I'll give it. It was really nothing too special. Swerve and Tony Nese was the ones that was doing majority of the work, and Smart Mark was just there just to take the pin. So yeah, that's what happened there. And then after that, we see a video package with Malachi Black, pretty much challenging Miro and stuff. With a casket match. So yeah, or a coffin match. So yeah, apparently that would be happening soon. And then we see Pac pretty much going around the world defending the AEW All-Atlantic Championship. And here's what I got to say about that. So, it's okay to do stuff like that, but at the same time, the title never been defended on Dynamite or nothing like that, which, in my eyes, it looks like the title was just pointless. In a way, if you know what I mean. Like, Pac himself is great and all that. Don't got nothing towards him. But just the title alone, it feels like it's just pointless. It's just there just to be there. Because the title is, like, not even being defended at all on Dynamite or Rampage or any AEW shows at all. So, yeah, it's just there just to be there. Which they need to hurry up and change that shit up soon. Because the title is just becoming more and more pointless in my eyes. So, yeah. That's all I got to say about that. But, yep, that's it for that. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later until the next thing that happens on AEW Dynamite. See you guys later until then. So, the next thing to happen on AEW Dynamite, but before I talk about the match, we got to talk about Keith Lee. Now, he got attacked backstage by Jeff Woods. I think that was his name. So, yeah, he attacked Keith Lee backstage, and then Swerve Strickland seen what was happening, and he got attacked from Tony Nese and stuff. So yeah, that's what happened there, and they got laid out. But now we get to the match. It was the AEW Women's Champion, Thunder Rosa versus Miyu Yamashita. So yeah, that's her name. She was taking on Thunder Rosa. This is like a rematch from what they had in Japan or whatever. At the ending of this match, they kept on trying to roll each other up for the covers, but they kept on kicking out too. And then Thunder Rosa started laying his knees to the face onto Miyu, and then Miyu had enough of it, grabs her leg, but then she gets hit with the roundhouse kick from Thunder Rosa, and then Rosa picks her up, hitting the Thunder Driver onto Miyu, and then pinning her for the 3 count. So yeah, Thunder Rosa defeated Miyu Yamashita tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. It was an okay match. For that match, I'll give it 2.5 stars. That's what I'll give it. But up next, it'll be the main event. It'll be Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia 1-on-1. That match will be happening up next in the main event. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then. So the next thing that happened on AEW Dynamite, it was the main event. It was Daniel Garcia versus Bryan Danielson 1-on-1. And this match was a pretty good match. At the ending of this match, we seen Bryan Danielson hit that knee to the face off the ring apron onto Daniel Garcia, throws him back into the ring so he could try to finish him off. But then all of a sudden we see a hand grab Bryan Danielson's foot while the referee has back turned and stuff. Then Danielson gets back up finally, and then he gets hit with the spike power driver from Daniel Garcia. And then Garcia locks on the sharpshooter, making Bryan Danielson pass out from the pain, and yeah, Daniel Garcia won. So yeah, Daniel Garcia defeated Bryan Danielson tonight on Dynamite. That's what happened. And then we see Jake Hager come up, and he was the man that grabbed Bryan Danielson's foot from underneath the ring. And then Chris Jericho comes down to celebrate with him because Jericho was on commentary for this match. So yeah, with that match, I'll give it 3 stars. That's what I'll give it. It was a pretty good match. I'll say that was match of the night. But let me be honest, tonight's Dynamite, I'm not even going to lie, it was pretty boring. The last few weeks has been pretty boring. There was some good matches, like Bryan Danielson versus Daniel Garcia. Like I said, that was match of the night. Didn't really care for the handicap match from earlier. Thunder Rosa's match, I didn't care for. It was a good match, but I didn't care for it either. Jon Moxley's match was pretty good. Hook becoming the FTW champion was great, and let's be honest, nobody didn't care for Danhausen versus Ricky Starks. It was just there for comedy, kind of, pretty much. So, and Jungle Boy's promo was fire. So, other than that, Dynamite was not really that impressive. So, for tonight's Dynamite, I'll give it 6.5 stars. That's what I'll give it, in my opinion. So, yeah. But, yeah, this has been my AEW Dynamite reviews. Like, subscribe to TNW Wrestling on YouTube. Subscribe to my other channel, Word of Chris. And subscribe to this channel, Chris Nails. And follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I'll be down there in the description box. And I'll see you guys later for this Friday Night SmackDown reviews and SummerSlam reviews and my SummerSlam predictions later on this week. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Until then.